Invest in You, Ready, Set, Grow. It is part of our partnership with Acorns, the saving and investing app. And it comes with music just like that. Our Josh Brown and his colleague Bill Sweet, who is the CFO of Ritholtz Wealth Management, taped a video on the best advice for young investors. Bill, welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Good colleague of Josh's. And one of the things that you guys point to, I don't mean to overstate this, is the idea, obviously, markets are at record highs right now. That's not traditionally a great time to invest. A better time is after they have plunged, right?
Sure. And my personal opinion, it's always a good time to invest. We try with our clients to get them to think on long time frames, meaning probably about 30 years, the typical retirement for most folks. And I think that regardless of the market cycle, market condition, the sooner you start, time in the markets will always be timing the market for me and our clients. And
for a young investor, would a bear market be a good thing right now?
I think so, because their retirement hasn't been earned yet. It's still out there for them to go and earn and grab, save, and invest.
For an old investor like me, it would not be a good thing.
Perhaps. It depends. And I think that's why having a financial planner, which we advocate for, can help you make that decision.
Talk to me about the traditional advice of dollar cost averaging into the markets or averaging out as you decide to monetize.
Yeah, Tyler, I believe the children are our future. And one of the things, so I want everyone to go to CNBC.com and watch this video with Bill.
We are the world. Yeah.
I want everyone to watch this video that Bill and I made because we make this really important point, which is people think that it's skillful to predict the next 5% move in the market, or they look at things like, oh, the market's at an all-time high, it's a terrible time to invest. That's not actually true. The market made more than 50 new all-time record closing highs in 2013 after a 10-year bear market where the S&P went nowhere. Finally, you start making money to the upside. That was not a good time to sell and stay out. It was a great time to invest. And here we are. It's 6 years later. We're still making new highs. So I don't want young people, and Bill would agree, I don't want young people looking at all-time low, all-time high, and thinking that those extremes should dictate their behavior. If you have 40 years to save and invest, it's irrelevant whether or not you make 10 contributions or 12 contributions right before a periodic short-term top. I think you'd agree with that.
Absolutely.
Bill, you're a military vet. You've had to come back into civilian life, as have hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of vets, not just recently, but over the years. What are the big financial challenges that vets face, and how can they face them best?
Yeah, so I guess first, I just really want to thank Acorns and CNBC for their advocacy on this topic, not just on military veterans, but across, bringing advocacy for financial literacy to a lot of different investors. But military folks face a lot of challenges in that transition. A successful military transition from the military-civilian world is a lot more than just a change of jobs. For a lot of people, including me, it's a change of the way they live their lives. And so I think that the more that we can do to help them through that transition, obviously the better. And what it leads to is a stronger nation. There's one day when our military veterans are going to come home after a job well done. They're going to take off their uniform, hang it up. And what we really want as a nation is for them to wake up the next morning, go back to that closet, put on a suit, and get back to work. And that's really what this is all about.
Do they come out with skills that are translatable to the civilian workforce, or do they need to find a skill?
Absolutely. And the three things that are listed on the CNBC Acorns article that we put together in conjunction with Josh and our firm, they really list those things out. And they're just very important to focus on. They were for me in 2007, because there's no roadmap in the military. Within the Army, you get a clear career progression. You know what you need to do from lieutenant to captain to colonel to general. It's all laid out there in front of you. When you leave the Army, when you leave the military, you do not take that structure with you, and that can be very disorienting. And so I think anything that we can do, those 3 points are really important. They were important for me for helping veterans make that successful transition.
You won a Bronze Star. Tell us how you accomplished that.
So I was there on the very first tour in Iraq and was very, very fortunate to be serving with a lot of great Americans. They kept me safe one night out on patrol. We had an IED, an improvised explosive device, go off on our forward tank. Luckily, just had some hearing damage, a couple of Purple Hearts, and that was about it. But I was part of a team that led a fire team around to eliminate that position, and fortunately took 3 hostiles out of the battlefield on that day.
Bill, thank you very much for everything you've done.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good to see you. And to watch all of the videos, you can go to cnbc.com/investin-you. That's cnbc.com/investin-you. One last thing we should note is that NBC, Universal, and Comcast Ventures are investors in Acorn.